using the group selection tool in Illustrator. So graphs are grouped, and it might be a group within a group. They may be embedded. So we have a tool, and I have it actually up right now. You'll find it below the direct selection tool. So just to review, we know that the selection tool, the one that's filled with black, selects the entire object. The direct selection tool directly selects a point, an anchor point, or a path, a line segment. So it directly selects a piece. Now if we go to our group selection tool, that's going to select components. It sort of breaks it down. So by using the group selection tool, we're able to see how my graph is grouped into different pieces. And Illustrator does a really nice job of organizing that for us. Before we go ahead and do that, I wanted to note one thing here. So you'll see that my text, and let's go ahead and just move. We can select, remember, with the selection tool, the whole entire graph and just relocate it because it's not really fitting on my page. But you can see that my text is highlighted in pink. You might wonder, why is that happening? What's happening is, for some reason, Illustrator decided to use a font that I don't have. So this is my missing font indicator. And I can see this. It's probably one of them that's within the options that come with sort of that suitcase that Adobe has. If I double click here, we'll select just that word. If I go to my character panel, and notice I'm in my group, but I'm using my text tool to select the typography here. So it's using the myred Roman, and you see the little asterisk or the star. That's telling me that I don't really have that font. So I can go ahead and change this, and I should change it for all of them. I should select everything and go ahead and change this to maybe something like just a simple Arial. And you notice that when I do that and I deselect, that the pink goes away. So before I wrap this up, I will have to go and change that. Now I can change my font size here as well. I can change color, so I have some editing capabilities. But let's go back and look at this group selection tool. So the group selection tool, like I said, selects an entire group within a larger group, which is exactly how graphs are made. So with the group selection tool, I'm going to click one of these columns. And if I remember right, my black is my average low, and the second one is my average high. And you can see that with my legend over here, the color coding, I can tell that difference. However, if I'm doing this as a graph that I want viewers to really pay attention to and look at, my colors will help in the comprehension. So if I think low is cold, and that should maybe be a blue, which is a cool color, and high should maybe be red because that's a warm color, that's what I'm going to change. So if I click this first column here for the average low in March, I get that column selected. Now if I click once again, okay, so I don't have to do click, I can click and then I can rest a minute and then click a second time on top of that. Now all of my lows in this graph is selected. And if I click one more time, my legend becomes selected, which is important because these colors all have to match. So now I just go to whether I want to go to swatches or if I want to mix my own color, whatever you want. I'm just going to choose a blue. We'll choose the blue right here. So now I see that my blues for my average low. Now if I click and do the same with high, a second click selects all of those columns in my graph. A third click will click the legend. And so now let's just say I want this to be red. And there you go. So you can see how this is easily customized and how that group selection tool really does help.